Alright. Alright, stream started. We're gonna be building in Minecraft. We did an impossible Minecraft stream earlier today, but before we start building, I'm just gonna play like, I don't know, a round or two. Just a round or two of Bed Wars before we get into the building. Give the stream some time. Give the stream a little bit of time before we go into any building. Alright. And then we're going to go into a build world. First, I just want to play, I don't know, like 2, maybe 3 games of Bed Wars. Friend requests. Okay, thank you, CubeCraft. Okay, fine, we'll accept. MSP accept Blues Power. Currently streaming. There we go. Currently streaming. What's up? Off soon. That's what I should probably say to him, right? Probably good. Okay. Only be on for a few. Then build. There we go. Give them a rundown of what I'm going to be doing. Alright. Alright. I don't know where he is. I bought them and stole them. Didn't give it to you. I have no idea what that means. That person's not in the party, though. Okay, that'll explain. The person's not in the party. I have no idea where he is. Is he right there? No, that's just a different person. Who has only 24 levels. Oh. Maybe he is in the party. I have no idea. I have no idea. Bop. Bop. So we'll only play one round, probably. Maybe. And then build. Yeah, we're going to be doing a double stream today. I wanted to do a double stream, so we're doing a double stream. Those textures do not want to work together. There's transparency in the texture here, so they can have this little effect with transparency, so they can see through it. Do you see? You both have purple hands, and one of you is on fire. I don't think the alpha map really worked here. You can just see directly through the other textures. The alpha map just did not care to work with other textures, I suppose. Okay. Okay. That's fine. How many levels does Blue have? What is his solo statistic? We need to know. He has 21, 73 games played. He's lost 53 games. That's fine. Right. 28%. Games played, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. What about duos? 20%. That's fine. He's played a lot more of this. He's approaching 2,000 games played. How many games of solo have we played? How many games of solo? We've played a lot. 1,621. We win most of the time. We have 53 losses. Oh gosh, 53 losses. I'm not proud of that. Alright, are we ready? Did you see the chat? She's a friend. Yeah, hello. And already left the party. That was fast. Alright. Pug to Thug. Okay. Interesting name. Are we going to be playing a round of Bed Wars? I'm only going to be playing one round. I'll only play one round. There we go. I'm only play one round. That's as many rounds as we're going to play. And then go build. And then we're going to go build. That's the hope. Alright. Here we go. Picnic. Not a great map. You appear to be standing with a gentleman here. A giant warden. Oh, we're not playing Picnic. That's good. Because Picnic is a hard map, man. Picnic. Alright. Just gotta wait. Overgrown. Alright. Alright. There he is. Pop. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready? Oh my goodness. I'm mispronouncing my R's. I'm rolling my R's. Do I have my volume up? I don't even have my volume up. I'm trash. And I think CubeCraft does not allow for the add-on sound I have on. It just disabled it. We had custom sound, custom music in the background, but it's not playing because, you know, CubeCraft. I think CubeCraft disables it or something. I'm gonna just defend our bed with like 45 iron, what I normally do. And I'm gonna hope he can get us the diamonds so that we can get regen. Regen is really nice. And then yeah, after this round, we're gonna just build. Oh, he already broke a bed. Speed demon. Alright, nice. Bop. I just like playing Bed Wars as a little bit of a warm-up. He did not survive, though. Our teammate did not survive past that. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. Now we're just gonna get 10 iron and then eliminate red or something. And then build. We're gonna finish up the skull from a different live stream. Yep. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna finish up the skull. And a different player has eliminated red, it seems. Purple's bad now. Okay. We're breaking purple and we're breaking red. But we're not breaking bread. Okay. Bad. Hello, purple. You can't get my teammate. It's not happening. Goodbye. Nope. Oh, I thought I got that kill. Darn. Just me charging in, just hitting the players around. They want to play video games, but it's just not happening. It's just not happening, man. I deny all video games. Bop. Oh, wait, he's just gonna go around. Oh, I thought I could hit him in time, but my aim was off. My expectations of where he was going to be. I was wrong. I misjudged. You have a wooden sword, teammate. I don't know if that's a good idea. Alright, there we go. Took care of him. Now we can go after light blue. And then we're going to build. I just wanted to play one round, at least. On stream, I suppose. While we wait. While we wait. Alright. And I guess light blue's just going after a bed or something. Unfortunately for them, we went after theirs. And we were first, so maybe my teammate can do something about that? Okay. Not quite. That's fine. Oh, he's over here. I thought it was gonna, like, go over to our bed or something. Help us defend. Hopefully we don't, like, lose or something. That'd be tragic. Oh, yeah, just keep blocking it off, buddy. Nope. I mean, you can keep doing that. It's not wise. That's for sure. Oh, wait. Can we actually block glitch out of here? Block glitch. Alright. Slash P leave. There we go. Let me leave. Alright, now we're gonna go build. We're gonna go build now. Yep. We're gonna build now. Don't worry. It only took 10 minutes to get into the building. It only took 10 minutes. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna go into the red zone. Hopefully Eternos does not send me into a different world. Alright, we're gonna finish up the skull. Yeah. There was a skull on a different stream, so we're gonna finish it. Alright. It says Bed Wars Pass at the bottom. Okay. I wasn't anticipating that. I really just... I don't know why, but that made me laugh, just seeing Bed Wars Pass. Alright. Here we go. Just getting some general shaping, I suppose. Oh yeah, now we have the custom sounds. Ah, listen to that. We got custom sounds going. Here we go. And get some stuff going below here. And just like that. Here we are. Look at that. We're getting some beautiful shaping going on here. Aw, yeah. We're not going to make the, what was that called? The mandible, right? We're not going to make that. That's just, sounds like work. Sounds like too much work. I might be able to just slash clone some of this over, rather than having to build it twice. That's what I do for some of the builds. It's just, you can use slash clone so easily, just copy or a structure block, which is probably what I'm actually going to go with, is a structure block. So that we don't have to build too much more. Alright. Here we go. We're getting just random array of blocks, just, you know, trying to make it look nice and smoothish. Here we are. Whoop, fell a little bit. Here we go. Look at that. This is already looking pretty good. We're almost done already. Bop. Maybe a stair here. Trapdoor, block. Slab maybe? No slab actually? No slab? Then this, then probably just a stair actually. Nah. Slab. There we go. Perfect. This is a little bit of a harsh edge. Let's remove that. It looks a little bit cornery. I don't know how else to describe that. Cornery? That's not even a word. Like, it looks too sharp edged. There we go. The edges just look a little bit too sharp. So we gotta smooth them out. A little bit, at least. Here we go. Here we go. Good enough. Good enough. And then we can probably just get some stairs around here. Make this a full block. Let's get this to be slab. That can be a slab. And all of this can be trapdoors. I think this needs to be a wider base for the skull. There we go. Here we are. Almost done. We're making plenty of progress really fast on this skull. Yeah. Here we go. Almost done. Yeah. Yeah. Almost done. Alright. And so there's a little bit more to add. And then just copy this over. Look at that. I'd say that looks like a skull, pretty much. We got most of the bottom. Oh, the bottom. Yeah. Need to make sure the bottom is finished before we copy it over. Gotta make sure it's nice and pretty. Nice and pretty. Right here. And there. And there. And I don't know how much more we can add for details there. The skull, I think it just kicks up a little bit, right? I'm not sure. Would be a smart idea to have a reference, but I don't know, man. I'm not that smart. Here we go. I do YouTube after all. And some blocks right here to make it a little bit wider. Just a little. Well, a little bit thicker in the back of the skull. There. and rounder. I'd say that looks pretty much like a skull. I think the skull actually dips down a little bit in the back, if I remember right. So what we need to do is add a little bit of a dip back. So I think that block is going to go there. That can help. And let's get some random structuring in here. Here we go. Make sure it's smooth, at least. That's a lot of what this build actually is just trying to make sure the build looks smooth. Which just shows a lack of skill on my part, because we're trying to make it look smooth rather than make it look accurate. And that's what you would really want usually, is just make sure it looks accurate. The smoothness of the build, or however you might phrase it, doesn't really matter that much, but that's what we're doing, because I have a lack of skill. Alright, let's try to get this over here, and a slab. How does that look? Almost good. And then I'm gonna guess just that this would be somewhat hollow. So, pop. Oh, and I actually did make some small... I did make some small adjustments. Hopefully chat is working, I have no idea, by the way. I did make some small, tiny adjustments to the nose right here, off stream. Originally, we had... This is literally the change. Trapdoor was here, and there was no fence post, but... Yeah, that's literally the change. Because it makes it look a little bit smoother. And you know what? I think we should do that. Yeah. Yeah, that should help. And we're going to get a structure block so we can just clone this over. Slash give add structure underscore block. There we go. And clone everything over. Here we go. And minus, I don't know, 5. Probably somewhere around there, right? Yeah. And move it over 1. And make sure it covers every block. Alright, good. Make sure the height's good. This is literally just how I will build, by the way. Just like this. It works. It works, so I don't care to change anything. Here we go. And add a little bit to the height. Perfect. I don't know what that is. That was from previous. Okay. And remove a little bit from this. Yep. 7. Perfect. Perfect. That's good enough. Skull. Save. Load. And I don't remember which thing gets mirrored. Probably this. Alright. And then we just gotta move it just a little. One more. Perfect. And then load. Look at that. We made a skull. Look at that. It's beautiful. We made a skull. I think it looks nice. It looks like a skull, I'd say. I'd say it looks like a skull. You can see that it would be a skull. We could change the block tile, but we got the skull. I can take a screenshot or something, probably. Pop. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. We got a skull built. We got a skull built. I have a different world, though, that I think will be way better. I think this other world is going to be way cooler, by the way. We have a castle. Oh, yeah. We have a castle. We're going to build a castle. Alright. I just gotta go check something. So I'm going to just temporarily have this thing muted. And that's all. Alright, and we're back. Alright, we have a castle. We have a castle. I should probably turn off vibrant visuals. We're not going to be building with vibrant visuals. I don't think my phone can handle it. But we have a castle. Alright, let's turn off vibrant visuals so that my phone doesn't explode or something, man. Here we go. Just back to fancy. There we go. It's not as pretty to just have it on fancy, but this, for the sake of, being able to have a frame rate would be nice. Yeah, we have a castle. I'd say it looks pretty cool. This is the Stengland, I think is what it would be called. Swedish for stone gate. Stengland, or something like that. Stengland? It's one of the two. And it was actually designed specifically, to be a little bit more realistic. Think about how invasions would work, except for the fact that this thing has, I kid you not, zero protection against undermining. It is zero protection for it. So this castle's just like, it has one weakness, just one small, tiny little weakness known as a shovel. This is the weakness you're dealing with. A simple shovel. This little shovel of mine, it is going to make this world, this whole castle be mine. This shovel of mine. It can mine everything. Yeah. That's the one weakness of this castle. Well, it actually has 4 weaknesses, I'd say, but... And the biggest weakness is definitely the fact that, shovels exist. But this, speaking of, if it was used in real life, this castle, shovels are just too strong against this kind of castle. And that's the same weakness, the castle we're going to be able to... The same weakness is going to be present. Shovels are my greatest weakness. You might be a castle. There's a chance that you might be a castle, by the way. If shovels are your greatest weakness, by the way, shovels were just such a big weakness for castles. Oh no, you made a great wall right here. It would be a shame. It would be an absolute shame if I used a shovel. Shovels just annihilated a lot of castles, man. But a regular invasion, if you want to do a regular siege, this is where you have just troops bombard the castle or have ladders. This castle is really strong against ladders, by the way. It is really hard to use ladders. Ladders were used against castles, not those big tower ladders. That was used in, one battle, Jerusalem, and, none other. They're rare, but regular ladders, you just have this massive ladder, regular old ladder that you prop up onto the wall. You'd have it placed beforehand and then siege, because you don't want to have that bring in the ladder with your troops or something, so you would have just some random peasant or something bring a ladder, run, and hope they don't die. Yeah, regular sieges, this thing's really strong. You can't get in very easily. You have a bunch of kill chambers. Using a ladder here, you're screwed because you have this wall, you have this tower, you have that tower, all shooting at you, so you're just screwed. It does give you a better advantage, but you just can't do anything. Plus, this keep right here can shoot at you, so... The donjon, I suppose. This is the donjon, not I guess it would also be a keep, but it's also a donjon. Not a dungeon, but a donjon. Gotta pronounce it with an accent, because that's how I learned the word. Yeah, and the front doesn't give you much of an advantage, so... And you just can't get a ladder here because there's a moat, but yeah. I think I did a pretty good job designing this castle, I'd say, even if I didn't even consider shovels exist. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff in here. I should make a video one day, explaining how someone might go about invading this kind of place. Because I find those interesting. Yeah, this is the keep. Great Wall versus Ender Pearls. If only Ender Pearls were a thing in real life, right? Man, all the castles in the world just against one Ender Pearl. Whoops! Didn't account for the fact that all those troops just had a simple Ender Pearl or the Elytras. Oh, hey, it would be a shame if I had an Ender Pearl, but yeah. In real life, the weakness of this castle is shovels. I'm trying to remember other things that this kind of castle would be weak to, but there's just not many. You can try to starve a castle, but that's like every castle's weakness, to be honest. That's in sieging a castle, most common, probably just starving out the castle. That's really common, actually. Like, so common to just starve out a castle. That's what this is for, which I never finished building. It's just, a way to get supplies from water. The andesite markers, by the way, are just for where water is. That's all they are. Yeah, let's get to building. Let's get to building. I have a castle design. I should properly show the art, but I don't really have a way of doing that right now. I always make sketches of what I'm going to build, and then we're going to build them. This is what you can expect from PvP YouTubers, by the way, is building. Pretty sure that's what building YouTubers, PvP YouTubers are known for, is their building skills. Yeah, this is the layout we're working with. I know it's incredibly complicated, incredibly advanced. We're looking at an 8-pointed star-like thing. I don't know what I'm going to call this castle, but we have the central castle thing here. We have bridges, and then outskirts, alpha tower, beta tower, and I got a design. So we're going to build a castle. That's what we're going to do. And it's also on flat land, which is, you don't want a castle on flat land. It's just such a bad idea. It's such a waste of materials if you build a castle on flat land. It's just a waste. Nobody builds castles on flat land enough, unless it's to get water, which is, strategic in case you think you're going to be invaded. All right, let's get to building. Let's get to building. We've been talking for plenty of time, so let's get to building. All right, I have an idea. I can't exactly show the drawings on stream because it's not in Minecraft. I just have, basic drawings on paper that you can hear right next to me. Because, of course, I like to sketch out what I draw. So that'll probably just be present in a post later or something like that. But we have 8 alpha towers or something like that, whatever I called them. And we're going to try and build that. And we're going to have a sloped wall. Because sloped walls are pretty strong. They were used quite frequently, and they're quite effective. Alright. Let's get a sloped wall going. Oh. Alright. Something like this, maybe? And I want coarse dirt on the inside. Just to be realistic. Gotta have coarse dirt, because walls, man, they're just dirt on the inside. Secretly, that's just what walls are on the inside, is just dirt. Just dirt. So disappointing that on the inside of these walls is just dirt. But they're pretty good at rock, so whatever. Dirt is a good shock absorber. I'm so good at pronouncing words. Alright. Here we go. I feel like that's a little bit too much of a slope. Let's just have the slope end here, which is very good against like battering rams. That's why walls you'll see are sloped. It's also good for structural integrity, is to have a slope, like a pyramid. The great pyramids of Egypt were sloped. I mean, obviously, it's a pyramid. It's in the name. Alright, here we go. Let's just have a cobblestone foundation. And build the start of a wall. Alright, this is going to be just whatever this cardinal direction is the keep we're going to build. And that is going to serve as some level of protection for invasions. Alright, we got a wall started. Let's see. How does this look? And I'm just using iron bars because they're a gray color, so they look like stone, which is fine, and I'm probably not going to give this thing much decoration. That just requires so much more work. Alright, and let's give this thing a gate, like right here. Alright. Here we go. Giving it a gate. Actually, this should probably be sloped this way. Here we are. I wish the I had specifically a music add-on downloaded just for this so that there'd be some background, and then it just never plays. It hates me, I swear it does. The universe is just pitted against me. It does not want me to have any quality audio in the background of my stream. Nope. The universe hates me. It's confirmed. Let's give that a little bit of a decoration there. Perfect. Give it some texture. Here we are. Here we are. Alright, that seems adequate. Let's actually make this a little bit more rounded, and then we can have this, and a wall. And perfect. We have a gate. I actually think I might want to add a little bit of decoration so that we can have, some color to this build. So let's give it a carpet made out of wood, just because it makes it easier. Alright, here's my idea. We can even get some levers for some even further decoration. Where are the levers? Bam. This is decoration at its finest. I wanted to swap that with the cobblestone. Alright, whatever. Decoration at its finest. I don't think that actually adds anything. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Perfect. It kind of obscures the little archway we had going. So maybe I should do something about that. Is this better? No, it is not. I think. Yeah, let's just have the regular lever. Alright, perfect. And get a red banner so that it looks a little bit torn or something. Not torn, so that it has an overhang. Perfect. That is ugly as hell. I thought it would hang lower. These are slabs. I'm a genius. Leave me alone. Alright. Let's just change this a little bit. I'm not sure that makes sense to have it that high, but Maybe the universe does this hate me. Okay. Yeah. We don't need anything here, I guess. It would have been nice to have color. It would have been nice. Maybe we can have something like that. And then just bam. Something like that, maybe. That doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. We can probably just have that be a stair so it connects or something, man. Alright, perfect. Yeah, now we have something connecting. Perfect. I wanted that to be facing like this, but you know what, maybe this, it does look better. Okay, let's do that then. Perfect. Alright, we've made, a few blocks of progress. This is why build tools are so useful. Here we go. The idea of this castle is not a great one, by the way. I should probably describe. I was like, you know what? You know what's a pretty big weakness? Being starved. So you'd have to encircle this entire thing. Issue is, now you have little weak points, and you can just starve the individual keeps. The whole idea is that if you try to go for the castle, you can just be hit from the behind by one of these. You can just get hit behind while you're trying to invade, which is a pretty big weakness when you're fighting as being surrounded. Really big weakness if you can't defend behind you. So, that was the idea. It's not a great one, but whatever. It's a fun idea. It's a fun one. So we're doing it. Alright. We have this, and I have an idea. Let's get trapdoors. We already have so many trapdoors. Okay. Let's just put some trapdoors in the ground here. And we're going to put coal behind them. Below them, I mean. Potato. Tomato. Alright. And here's the idea. We're going to just have some coal here to represent a pit. Here's my idea. Is that just having a trap door, and this is not an uncommon thing, I should probably mention, is to have an actual, trap door at a gate, so that if someone tries to cross, and sometimes the door itself would literally just act as a trap door. So when it's closed, you have a trap door open that you don't want to walk into. And when it's open, you have a walking platform. But we're not going to have that. We're just going to have a regular gate and then a trap door with a little section behind here. That's my idea. All right. And we just need to go one more block out. And then we can have this little section here. Perfect. And that will act as our area for the trapdoor. Brilliant. We don't want it to be too weak of a foundation, though. That would be pretty bad. That'd be pretty bad if you had a castle that was structurally unsound. You don't want your castle to suddenly be like, yep, it's falling apart. The castle just fell apart. Gravity did its job. Yep. That would be terrible. You'd be fired immediately and probably executed. Because, medieval times. Alright, we already used the coal. We don't need it. Perfect. So I have this area. And the idea is that you would have a person who would be managing the gate. And we should probably have a little area visible so that the person can see. Alright, so here's the idea. You would have this, and now you can see. Perfect. So the person would be able to see anyone going in, although it's, short range. It's only a short trap door, so you can't expect too much. And then let's get some flooring. I probably should have built this slightly elevated. Would have been a good idea. Alright, we're gonna give it a step afterwards. Actually, we need the gate. That's what goes here usually. You would expect a gate, but it's a door. So here we go. Here we go. All right, and match the height. Perfect. And we're just gonna have regular old door here. It's close enough. It's close enough. Wait, we actually need blocks. There we go. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, here we are. Here we are. And trapdoors. I didn't place enough trapdoors. Okay. That's fine. Boom. And that is the start. That is the start of this whole thing, is we have this. This is probably supposed to be like that, though. And we can give it more room then. Beautiful. Beautiful. And now we are not supposed to have that. I'm smart. Leave me alone. Alright, let's make that a block. Yeah. Because we're going to do this so that you just immediately start walking up. Although that is not much clearance for the door, I just realized. So we should probably give it a little bit more. And this, I just realized, was supposed to be a stone floor. That would have made more sense because, you're at the bottom of this area. So it would be a stone floor. Brilliant job by me. I make mistakes. It's all part of what this is. Here we are. We're going to have a wooden step, though, because I feel like that would be realistic. You have a wooden step and then back to a stone floor. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Here we are. Wooden step. Stone. Probably coarse dirt or something. We need a wall. I mean, a door. We need a door. Perfect. And then someone could just wait here, and then there would be a lever or something. You'd probably have like a groove in the ground where you can just... So a platform would probably just rest on a piece of wood, and you just, pull out the piece of wood, and the person would fall. Now that's probably a plausible way to make that kind of mechanism, is you just have it rest on a piece of wood. You pull that piece of wood, which is the thing that keeps the trapdoor up, And then they fall. All the way down. Like a few feet. Probably into like spikes or something covered in tar. That's pretty normal, is having just spikes and tar covering it. Here we go. And let's give this a little bit of an incline stair. Perfect. Look at that. We're already starting to get a keep or whatever this is. Let's give it the proper stairs or something. Look at that. We already have some character. You would go into here. Someone can pull a trap. You would not be having a very good day as you fall down into here. I can't build very far down because this is a super flat world. But whatever. You can use your imagination. And then we're into the first area. We're into our first area. And we want not planks. We want this. Alright. Here's my idea. You usually would have like a log maybe, or something akin to that to block your door. So we're going to get a log. And we're going to have a handle on our log. Here we are. Here we are. I know that this is technically this door is a little bit in front, but the log would be able to push through, alright? It's the limitations of Minecraft. No, wait, we want this to actually be 1 block longer. Whoops, that's facing the wrong way. There we go. And here's the idea. You'd have someone or a few people push this log in front of the door. And then you would, okay, we don't have those yet. Okay, let's get that in place. Let's get those in place. What kind of block do we need? What kind of block do we need? I'm not sure. Let's get iron bars. Here we are. Wait, then the door can't open? Bruh. Alright. The issue is you would be able to probably move that, but I think there'd be... We can't connect anything to that. That's the issue. Okay, whatever. Gravity is going to do it. The weight of the object. I guess that's what we have working for us, is the weight of the object. Okay, that's good enough. Good enough. Okay. So here's the idea. We're going to have a floor plan going this way, and we're going to try and extend it all the way around over to here. And then let's actually give it a little bit of a slope to it. A little bit of a curve so that it's smoothed out. Here we are. You wouldn't want that there. Whatever. It's fine. Actually, would want that there. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now we have the start of a wall on the interior. Alright. Here we are. Here we are. This would go inside here. Perfect. Just how we want this to be. And a door. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I want to extend this a little bit that way so that we can have a little bit of room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little bit of a floor. We're going to make it 5 blocks. 5 blocks feels a little bit thin. 6 blocks. Even though that's even, I'm fine with that. But it's wider. So 5 blocks. 5 blocks. There we go. And then we're going to judge how thick that would need to be. And then make that as thick as it needs to be. Okay. So we have stair on top of that block. And then that. And then that. With that. Here we go. Perfect. And then cobblestone. Because of foundation. Perfect. And some coarse dirt. How thin is that? That's a pretty thin wall, but that's fine, actually. I think that's probably fine to have it that thin. Yep. Yep. And then we can go over here and curve the wall around. Is this how much of a curve we would want it to be? Do we want more of a curve? Do we want less of a curve? I'm not entirely sure. That would probably need to be a full block. Yep. Yep. Full block there. And go over to here. Go over to here. And bop, bop. And here we are. Alright. Now we can place these blocks. We can have the rest of the curve. Perfect. Perfect. I think this is turning out very nice so far. So far we're getting plenty of a shape for our wall. Alright. Here we are. And place the iron bars all the way to just right there. And that would have to be iron bars because it's curved. Brilliant. And do this. Do that. Iron bars all the way to there. Whoops. And that's the wall. Built all the way up. Alright, so that's the shape we're working with, I guess, for our wall. Yep, that looks like a sloped wall. Perfect. So we have our door, we have our entrance, we have a way in. Perfect. And then we're going to have a dungeon. And the dungeon is just this area. And so what we need is a little bit of wall here. Yeah, it definitely would have been beneficial to probably have reference images ready to like show on the stream. Oh, well, that would have been a great idea to have reference images ready to show on the stream, but I did not do that, sadly. Sadly, I did not come prepared to have reference images visible to the stream. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Perfect. We have a wall here. And now we can make a floor. And we have a floor. Almost. Now we have a floor. So there's not many things I need to do for the interior. We need, a place to eat. But we don't need too much more. Alright. Let's give a little bit of area right here to match the length. How long is this? How long is that? 4, 8, 10. And, 5, 10... Sorry. 5, 10, 15, 11. Alright, 11. 11. Here we go. Not 11, 16. I'm so good at counting. Wow. YouTuber cannot count. No one is surprised. Alright. There we go. Is there actually any blocks I need to place there? Probably. Probably. If I had to guess, there'd probably need... Yeah. Alright, here we go. Gotta make sure that the wall has enough support. You don't want your walls to crumble. Hopefully. And